there's the bear. They call him Daddy.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Yeah. What's up, Stu Rep? I haven't seen you. I don't remember if I saw you on Monday for the Let's Talk DIY. Either way, how's it going, man? I guess I'm doing a one-man show for you today. Know that type of situation, but yeah. Hopefully, everybody out there is doing good, either watching right now or watching the replay and what have you. Yeah, it's Wednesday, so time to do a vlog. Yeah, I seem like I'm all over the place, but I don't know. I feel all focused, but I'm just like hyped and pumped. So just, yeah. And I actually ate something before this, which normally I don't, because I'm like barely getting up around the time I got to start getting ready for all this and yada, yada, yada. Because you've seen me on other things or whatever. I actually work an overnight job, and that means I get to sleep during the day while everybody else is out doing things. Alrighty. All right. So, I'm going to jump into what I've been vaping. All right, let's just do this kind of thing. All right, so what I've been vaping. All right, I'm going to start off with this guy right here. It is the Straight Up Zero with a Project X tank. And in that, I have rectum balls. And yeah, really good juice. If you guys want to pick yourself up a bottle, head on over to clownvapes.com. Yeah, actually, I need to add that to the site now that I think about it. Yeah, I need to take pictures and add it to the site, which that's why I had made this bottle, but whatever. Instead, I decided to vape it. Yeah, Straight Up Zero. Really nice little mod. Really, really digging this thing, man. It's pretty gnarly. I like how tiny it is. So, I mean, once you get that tank off, that's it right there. It's like the size of a battery. And this does take 21/700s, which is just holy shit, you know? Who knew you could make it that tiny and it'd still be able to hold a 21/700? And rectum balls. Just really love it. It's a key lime pie. It's like one of my new all-time favorite kind of juices. Like, I've actually been making it for the last year, but I barely added it to the line. So again, if you guys want to go check it out, clownvapes.com. All right, up next, I have a Parade Maker. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I just answered that. Awesome. Up next, I got Parade Maker, which this, it's off of IVC. Seriously, guys, I do carry IVC juice on the site if you guys want to go through me. If not, just go straight to Independent Vapor Company. Those guys seriously are really awesome people. And there is like an Ohmies coupon code if you guys are on the Vaping with the Ohmies group and all that type of thing. Go check that out and, you know, go check that out and get that code for IVC juice. Parade Maker, really good. That one is a hazelnut toffee sugar cookie. And I got that rocking in my Recoil Rebel Saint Mod. This thing has been like my go-to for a while. Mostly that Rebel needed to go on something, and it used to actually live on my Rig V3, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem to like want to work with it anymore. So I moved it around, and it's kind of working out in this Saint. See what else I can get for the Rebel at some point soon. We'll see. Seriously, that Parade Maker just, oh my god. What's up, James Franklin? Or Frames Janklin? How you doing, buddy? How is your Wednesday going? Seriously, he just dropped a new video for today. Go over to his channel, go check it out. Give him a like, give him a sub, all that type of thing. Because you know what? Ohmies roll together, man. Speaking of which, I know he's not in chat. Normally, he's already like in here by the time I say something. But PoonSauce, go check out what's in the news. PoonSauce is later tonight at 7 p.m. I think is when he does it. And yeah, go check out his stuff. Go see what the guys got planned for us today. You know, I know we talked about it on Monday, but I do like the fact that not only did he go along with the what's in the news PoonSauce, but he made a channel based around it. And I know he's doing other things, but that's like his main thing, and I think that's awesome. What's up, 808 Wrecking Ghost? How you doing, buddy? Then lastly, we got Hexome V3 Stabwood Woody Door. That's still my favorite all-time Stabwood door that I've ever gotten. And on top of that, OG Recoil, DHD Drip Tip. Ultimate setup right there for me. Like, with all the reviewing and things like that, it makes me sad I don't get to use a lot of my favorite setups as much, but I try to throw them in the rotation every once in a while. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I feel you. Did you catch something, or is it other issues that we've spoken of before? Uh, oh yeah. So in that, I got Hipster Boulevard IVC juice again. Really digging it, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna start working on my own chai tea flavoring because of this, because I need to. Yeah, dude. I was actually talking to from the like groups and stuff that we're at. I was talking to Enders on the game, and he's like, "So I hear you're a big fan of hexomes," and I was like, "Bro, you don't even know it. Like, I still own most of the hexomes I've had in the time that I've had hexomes for a while there. My goal was to collect every last color I possibly could, and that was like before I got into like reviewing and into Max and things like that. So like for me, hexomes were life. I mean, anybody in the Ohmies knows that hexomes are life for me. I still would love to get a stabwood one at some point, but you know what? I at least have doors, so I can take that, you know? Alrighty. So that was what I've been vaping. We're gonna jump into some beer. Yeah, let's do some beer. Alright. Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. On my controls. Alright guys, so beer. We're gonna be doing this one. I am actually excited. I was going through my fridge, seeing what I had, and I was like, you know what? A nice stout sounds good. Oh, sinuses and throat, dude. You go seriously go to the doctor, because I was feeling like that and just fatigued and tired, and turns out I had strep, and I have never had strep in my life, so I don't know what it feels like when I get it. And I was like, holy crap, this is horrible. Like last Thursday, I ended up calling out from work, and normally, like especially on certain days throughout the week, I'm not willing to call out that easily, and that I barely was able to make that phone call. All right, so back to the beer. Yeah, we're gonna do a nice stout. This one is Irish Channel Stout from Nola. Let's see a little bit of the description here on the back of the can. It says Irish American Stout. Starts with strong espresso, front end finish with a touch of baker's chocolate, and is balanced with crispy bitterness produced by American hops and roasted barley. This smooth and rich beer is our thank you to our neighborhood, the Irish Channel. All right, sorry I stumbled through that. This font is confusing to a point. What's up, Texas Cloud Town? How you doing, buddy? Seriously, bro. Just what? 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. I cannot wait. Um, Anybody that is in chat right now able to go to Houston? I know Texas is. I know James couldn't make it. Stu, you are you in the States? I'm not sure. I've never really asked anybody where they're from. All right, so yeah, it's got like a whole Celtic thing and all that kind of thing. It's pretty cool. I like it. I'm digging it. All right, let's get that pour on. Oh, that is motor oil. That is motor oil. Seriously, the way it poured, like it fully went like that. Awesome, James. Awesome. So yeah, at least stay meted up. Okay, you're from Ohio. Cool, cool. Let me see. Yeah, James, stay loaded up with some NyQuil and meds and stuff. Get plenty of rest, brother. Don't overdo it. And liquids, lots of water, maybe some OJ, all that kind of thing. All right, cool, Stu Rep. I didn't know you were from Ohio. I think you might have said it before, but I'll be honest, I am shit from memory. In my late teens, early 20s, I sustained a lot of head injuries. So that'll explain a lot of things. Yeah, most likely Twisted 420. They're like near here. He's over here in Texas, so it'd be kind of like an honest, easy one for them. You know, that kind of thing. All right, let's go in for the smell and all that kind of thing. Okay, I could get that chocolate actually. The chocolate with a little bit of coffee. Like if you've ever gotten like a Java chocolate chip thing from like Starbucks, and that aroma that comes at you with like the mixture of chocolate and coffee, it's very good. It's not that very okay, cool. You met Marlo Yunnan. All right, cool, cool. That's the guy from TVL, isn't it? Marlo? I think that's who it is. You probably missed hanging out with PoonSauce. He was there too. I think out of all the Ohmies, PoonSauce is like the one that gets to do all the expos a lot more than the rest of us. Mostly because he rolls with a transistor and they let him tag along and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. All right, let's see. Yeah, you cannot see that. You cannot see past that. That is ridiculous. Let's see, I'm gonna do a light test. Yeah, I got one of those crazy flashlights here. Yeah, that's dark. Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever done the flashlight test just to see how dark a beer really is, but that's always a fun one. I don't know if you guys ever listened to the Beerus podcast, but those dudes are pretty gnarly. They're actually out of Austin, Texas, and they talk beer. They talk all sorts of stuff when it comes to beer, and it's pretty cool. I haven't really listened to them in a while, but I know like every Memorial Day weekend they do their like year anniversary party, and from what I can tell, it is a crazy party, and I hope to 1 year get to go. All right, so the beer, what would it pair with? That's why I have these two guys for sure. And I wish I had more things set up at the moment, but I actually cleaned out a bunch of things because my desk was getting ridiculous. It was getting all over the place, and it was getting bad. But at least we have some chai tea. We're gonna give that one a try. Like, at least for me, in my personal opinion, stouts go really well with bakery flavors. They go really well with coffees, obviously. Anything chocolate, which honestly I should probably like put together myself a bottle of Mint Me and see how that goes with this, but do not have the time for that right now. But yeah, mostly everything else I have is like fruits or gummies or candies, and that kind of falls more into like your lighter beers. Like at least I've tried, what is it, ales, some IPAs. I'm just still not a fan of IPAs. I've only tried one IPA so far that I like, that I was like, okay, I could do this. What other type of beers go with like fruits and all that? At least for me. Um, yeah, I've heard like a cherry, like a nice raspberry, a cherry would go really well. If you could get a good cherry raspberry juice, would go really well with a stout. Just because then it turns it more into like, it mixes in like your taste buds into more like of a chocolate cherry kind of situation, or raspberry. So all right, let's give this a shot. Actually, I haven't even tried the beer by itself. All right. I don't know. It's kind of a. It's got like a very dark chocolate kind of taste. You know what? Actually, if you guys are willing to give me a second, I'll go do this real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna just put up this screen so you don't see what I'm doing and me walking around and stuff. But yeah. All right, I'm back. Okay, so James, you are awesome, bro. Yeah, I got some berry custody. We're gonna go with that guy, and yeah, we're gonna try that. And I have that in the goat Titan combo, because you said, you know what, you need some of that overdripped custard, and I do have some of that overdripped custard. Oh man. Yes, pretty much. YouTubers do not wear pants. Yeah, dude, I actually like I've been having like especially when I'm streaming with somebody else, I get like a lot of like technical issues, or I've been having things where like my computer and Zoom do not want to agree and it drops my audio. So I got that screen for OBS, and that way if something messes up, I could put that up real quick and then just try to fix everything, and then we come back, you know? And I am kind of a TV nerd, and I thought that that would be a cool a cool like screen to keep it on. You know, old school colors. Like that's not even colors. I forget what it's called, but it's like a TV tester, or like it's something sort of racial because it's old and things like that. And if you saw the middle of the whole thing, yeah, I don't even want to get into it. All right, so yeah, we're gonna try the berry custody from Overdripped first and give that a try and see how that goes. Most likely, I'm gonna enjoy it because I mean, just even from the couple of times I've already hit this, it smells good. Okay, okay. That brings out more of the espresso coffee out. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that brought a lot more of the espresso. Like, if you've ever had either like a caramel macchiato or just even like a straight espresso with no sugar or anything, that's completely what that tasted like. So if you're into coffee, for sure that combination will be really good. I'm gonna give that a try again. Okay, yeah, for sure. That brings out the espresso. So good. Very, very good. Digging it. All right, so let me see what next. Let's go with the actually I'm gonna leave that as my old thing. Yep, black and white TVs, dude. I actually like a lot. Like I don't watch a whole lot of old TV and things like that, but I do like some of the shows and things. Some of them are really weird, and by today's standards, they're very awkward and all that kind of thing. So it's like the weirdest thing ever. I'm over here playing with the vapor in the cup, trying to get it out. All right, well, we're gonna go with rectum balls. See how that cream in that mixes. I think the lime's gonna throw it off completely. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, that actually was not bad. That was really interesting. It brought out more of the chocolate. I tasted more. You could taste the coffee. It's very underlying, but then it reminds me like the chocolate kind of comes in a lot more heavier, more punchier. It's pretty good. Not bad. I thought the key lime, because it's a key lime pie on the rectum balls, I thought that was going to throw it off completely, and it didn't. So that makes me very happy, actually. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Burp time. All right, so we're going to go next with the Hipster Boulevard in the Hexome. Gotta check my wicks because, yeah, they're dry. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I love the OG recoil, but I forget how, like, shallow. Like, for the time when it came out, it was a pretty big juice well. But by today's standards, this is a really small deck, and it's a really small juice well. Especially, like, when you compare it to, like, say, the Rebel, which is a 25 and all that kind of thing. So, all right. So, yeah, let's try Hipster Boulevard and see how this goes. Okay, let me just do the beer part and I will answer your questions to Rep, or if somebody can get me in chat. There you go. Thank you, wifey. What's it called? Yeah, that flavor not too bad. Trying to get together my thoughts on this one. Oh, the recoil, the original recoil. Yeah, dude, I've overdripped it. Like, I've been vaping on it for like the last week and a half, and I've overfilled it. I don't know how many times, and it gets all spitty and shit like that. Okay, so Surep, here's the deal with that juice. A while back, we were all in Discord and we were chatting, and I overheard Swaggins say, "If I ever make a juice, I will call it rectum balls." I thought he really meant rectum balls. And then he's like, I was like, dude, you know what? I have a juice coming out. I'm naming it after you. So I will name it after you. And then he's like, yeah, but do it this way. That way you don't get in trouble. So he said, spell it out, rec dem balls. And it still sounds like rectum balls, but it's rectum balls. Yeah. Fun times. That's what happens when you hang out with your friends quite a bit. Yeah, and then key lime pie, and I know like Swaggins is all about that life. Like, I seriously, as soon as I like started batch making it and stuff, he was the first one to get a bottle of it. I was like, bro, just check your mail here in a couple days. Okay, giving that a second shot. The creaminess of the chai tea kind of blended really well with the chocolate, making it more of a milk chocolatey taste. Like, it's still bitter, like a dark chocolate, but it's very bittery. Bye. Back to work. Yeah, right. That's cleverly funny for a key lime pie flavor. Yeah. And honestly, okay, like, I'll be honest, I am terrible at naming things. I got a lot of projects going on, and the first thing that people always ask me is what is it? What are you gonna name it? I'm like, fuck if I know. I've been more on the design part. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to like get the flavor together, this and that. And naming is like the last thing on my mind, and I can never even think about names. Even some of the things I've done, like the way they're named, like Blue Sin, it's a blue cinnamon crumble. Blue Sin. Very, very lazy, to be honest. Oh, dude, nice. The Pulse Mech Squonk. I never got to try the Mech Squonk. I did get to try the 80 watt and the X. They are both really nice mods, not gonna lie. I enjoyed them, but as far as like squonking goes, I'm not like the world's biggest fan of regulated. I've come to realize I like more mechanicals, even regulated mods in general. I'm just not a fan of them. I have a DNA 250C that I do use quite a bit, but even then, it's one of those things that turns more into my build station than anything else. Because I mean, I'd rather use my hammer than my Guardian, and I love them both. But you know, oh, nice. Oh, James, I gotta send you a picture later of some stuff I got coming. You'll be like, holy shit, bro. Alrighty, so yeah, the Hipster Boulevard, really good, pairs up with that really good. Again, I really think like coffee, beverages, bakeries, that kind of type of situation, maybe some fruits that you usually hear that are dipped in chocolate, you know, like strawberries, raspberries, cherries, those all work really, really well with the stout. Let me see. Yeah, I never had a regulated squonker, but I do have a Steam Rabbit Mech squonker. Dude, the S Rabbit is awesome. That's a nice mod. Very old school, very nice. Yeah, as far as like mech squonks, I've gathered a pretty good collection lately. I'm like shocked that I have as much shit as I do when I actually think about it. All right, so lastly, we're gonna go with Parade Maker, and this is the one that this is like my Hail Mary. Like, so far, I'm actually like really happy with how this is turning out, and right now I'm hoping this is like the end all, and this is how we end up doing the rest of the vlog with this juice, this setup, and this beer. All right, so again, checking wicks because I've been vaping on this stuff all day, and I don't know how well dripped everything is. All right. So yeah, Parade Maker, Rebel, Saint, let's do it. There it is. Okay, Okay, so I'll be honest, I hate hazelnut. It's like about one of like the flavors that I can't do. For some reason it makes me cringe. Like, you know, like when you smell something and it just makes you want to do this, like, oh no, like you just feel your nose like twitch and just like want to curl up and go away. That's what normally hazelnut does for it. And this kind of in this, you cannot really taste the hazelnut. It's there, but it's not like a pungent in your face kind of smell. But it brought it out, and it's not bad. Like it's one of those weird things of I don't know how to feel about it. Here, I'm gonna give it another shot and see how this goes. Okay. Yeah, and it brought the espresso coffee a little bit more. You taste more of the espresso. Not bad. Not bad. So I do have my choices. I have my array of things and things like that. Yeah. All right. So let's move on here. We're going to go into some news and advocacy time and talk about a little bit about that. I will say real quick. Well, actually, I'll say it right after the little bumper guy. All right, so I did want to apologize for not doing the vlog last week. It was really weird. On Wednesday, we were both home. We were hanging out, and then nowhere we're hearing sirens going off and this and that. And then we were looking at our phones, and turns out we hit thunderstorm warning. And we were even watching all the weather systems. We were watching the news, keeping up with it. The rain got really bad, and I was just like, dude. And it was like right around the time when I started doing prep for the vlog and things like that. And I was like, I am not going to try to do this while we got this going on. So I'm sure it'll pass right over us and we won't even notice anything other than a lot of bad rain. But just in case, because here in Texas, we're like part of Tornado Alley, but we rarely actually get tornadoes. Like at least in the part of Texas I live in. Like there has been some down like a couple cities over from here. Like back in like 2007, they actually had a tornado tear through a bunch of houses, and that was kind of weird because it was just like it took like one or two streets down. But it's not like when you hear like about like Kansas or up further northeast of us, where you hear like it actually tears through towns and stuff. Here it kind of barely passes through. At least in the time I've lived in Texas, that's my only experience I've had with it. Now, hurricanes down south, like near Houston, Austin, San Antonio, that's a whole different thing. Because, I mean, back in 2017, that hurricane tore through everything. So, yeah. Other than that, yeah. And then Thursday, I wasn't feeling great. So, I just ended up skipping the vlog all together last week. Let me see. Okay, yeah. You know how it is. Okay, I heard like some weird ass sound coming from outside. It's like a lot of sounds coming from outside and that kind of thing. All right, so news and advocacy. As always, like I always say every episode, every time. As much as Kazaa, Not Blowing Smoke, any of those organizations are amazing and great. Please do something for yourself. Be aware for your own surroundings. You know, keep up with your local government, your state government, you know, your city, your county, if you guys do that kind of thing. State, then federal. I mean, like, we got to be aware of everything around us. Try to keep up with news, look into your sites for your local governments and things like that. Because a lot of this stuff tends to be public knowledge. It's just more whether we do the research and look into it, because they don't publicly announce it, but they do put it up on their site. Like if they're going to have a town hall about like some ordinance they want to like put up, you can go in there and step it up and talk to everybody. What's up, Lady Louisiana? How you doing? All right. So just please be aware of your surroundings and let your voice be heard when that chance is available. Because if you don't stand up for yourself, no one else will. I mean, I know we have, like I said, we have all these great organizations that do so much for the community, but you yourself as an individual has to do something for yourself. All right. So I got some news. None of it really seems really good, but we will see. So New York's tobacco tax policy is a risk to research. This is from Vape On Magazine. As always, Angela Garrity holding it down. Seriously, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've actually hung out with the Garrities. I know where they live, and I been there while watching Angela work. Like me and Nick will be hanging out talking about vape gear, being vape nerds and all that kind of thing. And the entire time she's just sitting there just typing away. She is insane. All right, cool. What you getting, Lady Louisiana? What you getting to eat? So let's see. Back to the news article. Buffalo News reports that New York tobacco tax policy is putting research in jeopardy at several state facilities, medical schools. The scientific studies on cigarettes, cigars, and other products are at risk because Governor Cuomo wants them taxed and regulated by ineffective means, scientists say. Researchers are demanding Cuomo sign a bill to reserve the state tax department's decision that threatens the ongoing research projects as well as access of millions of dollars in federal grants awards. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is one of the facilities caught in the midst. The amenity has received more than $12 million in grants and other awards in the past 15 months to conduct tobacco-related research, according to Laura Krolizik, Roswell's vice president of external affairs. So yeah, okay, so they're saying that they want to tax smoking, which probably would make their grants go away. Because I mean, if it's one of those things of if they don't admit it to parts of things that could actually get grants or just anything that could be considered research or make the way to get to the research a lot more difficult, it would just complicate things. And even then, I mean, if vaping is included in all this, and if they're not allowed to do research on effects, what it actually does, this and that. Now, here's the thing I question a little bit, and this is one of those let's put the tinfoil hat on. I more or less question what are they actually going to do with the research? Because I mean, here in the States, we've actually had plenty of studies done on vaping, plenty of things that prove that vaping is harm reduction and yada yada yada. But at no point do they actually do anything with it. They don't do where they have to do a secondary, unbiased party study. They don't follow up on it. They just kind of announce it really quick, and then it gets lost in the fray. It gets lost in anything that really could benefit people or knowledge or information or even just the idea of vaping. And, we've talked about this, and we talked about it on the Ohmies on Monday. I talked about it with Frank on Wolfbite constantly. We talk about this a lot, and it's just one of those simple facts of, since vaping doesn't really necessarily make them money, they just don't really care to hear it. It would be something if they actually made money off of us and we weren't threatening their cash cow that currently exists, or, of any sort, being big pharma, big tobacco. These are things that they just look at as, well, we're losing money on these fronts, so let's get rid of it instead of just actually playing along and helping grow with all that kind of thing. Let me see. Yes, exactly. There you go, Louisiana. Those pricks do not care about facts. Exactly. And that's where it does it suck that it threatens their research and things like that? Yeah, it really does. But at the same time, what are they going to do with it? That's just really what I feel. All right, so another Vape On magazine, quick snippet here. Altria buys 80% interest in On. CNBC reports Altria buying 80% interest in On nicotine pouches. The deal is reportedly worth $372 million in cash and will close in the second half of the year. Once final On will become part of Altria newly formed subsidiary Helix Innovations. Altria will distribute On as a tobacco giant enlarges its portfolio beyond combustible tobacco. This acquisition will add another non-combustible product to their portfolio in what we believe is a high potential, rapidly developing products category. Altria CEO Howard Willard said in a statement. On's portfolio includes 7 flavors and its and its products are available currently in several thousands of stores across the US, Sweden, and Japan. All right, so yeah, they're basically getting into snus, and they're gonna be buying it up. And like, I'm trying to remember who owns what and where and all that kind of thing. But like, I remember when Camel came out with the snus packs, they were not the greatest. They were not all that great. I've tried like Swedish snus very briefly, not my thing to be honest, but that was a lot more enjoyable, if anything. But just like, I hope they don't all adulterate what it is just to change things and make it worse, and you know, all that kind of thing. That's like one of those things of like, it's fine that tobacco's getting in on the vape game, because you know what, that kind of gives them more of a stake to fucking give a shit whether vaping survives or not. Or who's to say that they're not gonna take the whole thing, eradicate it, and just put it in a drawer somewhere. So, I mean, that's a double-edged sword. You don't know which way they're going to go. You don't know what they're thinking, what they're planning. They could be planning for the future of if vaping just completely takes over, or if vaping fails one way or the other. They could be a win-win for them. You know what I mean? And so it just makes me wonder, like, and that's another one that makes me wonder, like, if they get these products and they start working with them and this and that, what's to say they won't be doing what they did to cigarettes? And to me, that is more of a scarier thought than anything else. It's kind of like the whole thing of if vaping goes away. Prohibition in the 1920s taught us something, and I think I've said this before. I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but in the 1920s, prohibition taught us something. Getting rid of one bad element doesn't make things better. It actually makes them worse. The war on drugs, the reason we have all these huge cartels and drug rings and all this kind of thing is because we started making drugs illegal, and we're cracking down really hard on these things. But you know what? People are creatures of vice. And it's one of those weird things of like, we're okay with doing really weird stuff to ourselves as long as we can find some sort of happiness. And if it goes black market, we're still willing to deal with that extra danger just for that one little bit of something. And then the people that are willing to provide that are either not beneath destroying everybody in their path, or are not beneath doing something really messed up just to like make a little bit more off of the same amount that they would have if they would have just charged normal prices and this and that. So I really feel like vaping going underground could be just alternative means for our future if we all go basically black, for lack of a better term. And you know, we go underground, we go just gone. It will go just underground, black market. And at that point, like for me at least personally, it gets a little scary, because I do believe that, what's to say that they won't put a bunch of different additives just to cut corners on an e-liquid and make more profit off of it, because they'll still charge you the same amount, but they'll cut corners on it, and that puts people in a more danger. It can be a lot less safer and this and that, and just turns into a whole different thing, you know? Alrighty, I want to move on to this one. This is a little more in-depth kind of thing. And yeah, we're still like the whole tobacco 21. Senator introduces bill to raise vaping age to 21. And this is off of Soupwire. Latest move in the war on teen vaping. It's off of Soupwire. The U.S. Senate is making moves against vaping industry, led by Senator Mitch McConnell and Tim Kaine. Bipartisan legislation was introduced May 20th to raise the national age of purchasing vaping devices to 21 years old. Tobacco products were also included in this bill, according to Washington and the Washington. Sorry, I needed a burp in the middle of that. WashingtonExaminer.com. In recognition of tobacco history in our states and aware of the threat that all tobacco products pose now and for future generations, we introduced legislation to raise the national age of purchasing tobacco to 21. McConnell, a Kentucky Republican, said after unveiling the legislation. Here's the thing. I understand the whole idea of we're trying to like keep people safe. We're trying to work with trying to keep people off of things, but just raising an age really isn't gonna do shit. Honestly, just fucking tell me how raising an age makes a difference. Seriously, if we were to take a poll of everybody in this country that is currently of age and ask them when was the first time you had a alcoholic beverage, if you were to ask everybody when was the first time you had a cigarette, most of us would tell you that we were not legal. My first cigarette was at 13. My first alcoholic beverage was at 11. Do you think I was of age at any point? Just saying. It's one of those weird things of like, you're full of it. You really think that's going to like deter kids from doing things, anything like that? What's up, Daniel? How you doing? So, it's one of those things. So, united with Kane, a Virginia Democrat, McConnell cited the rapid rise of teen vaping as a catalyst for the congressional action, along with outspoken lawmakers, parents, and members of the public health and educational sectors. McConnell refers to the issue as a vaping crisis because of the presence of nicotine and the potential of long-term lung problems. And that's the thing, vaping crisis. There is no crisis. Don't do what? I just looked up and I was like, okay, sure. I don't know what that means, but sure. But yeah, it's one of those weird things of like that whole vaping crisis. If you actually were to look, okay, I have no idea what's going on with that. Somebody already paid the banana. But it's one of those weird things of like, you want to talk a vaping crisis and this and that, and then they start throwing numbers our way. But once you actually look at those numbers and the way they're broken down, a lot of it just makes a lot more sense, and it's not even close to factual on to how it actually things are affected and how things are worked out. And just, it's like, how full of shit are you? Seriously, and a lot of it is just to fit narrative and to make things fit what they want to say and where they want to go. And at no point does anybody really care or want to like really actually listen to facts or science or anything like that. You got caramelized banana. Okay, cool. Bananas Foster. Ah, man. So let me see. This is like the last one I have. I didn't even finish the last one. It gets really ragey, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. You're full of shit. Let me see. AAP hopes to annihilate vaping industry in e-cigarette lawsuit. Okay. Nice. Dude, you're going to Brazil. You're going to hunt down dinosaurs. Get some Stegosaurus steaks. Last month, we told you about ruling in federal court. Again, this is Superwire, in an e-cigarette lawsuit where American Academy of Pediatrics, the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, and a number of health groups were suing the FDA. Back in May, Judge Paul G.W. Grimm ruled that Food and Drug Administration was to begin reviewing thousands of e-cigarette products currently on the market within 30 days. In his ruling, Grimm called the FDA's delay in reviewing products so extreme as to the amount of abdication of the statutory responsibility. The lawsuit was filed in a federal court in Maryland in 2018. The FDA was right to appeal the decision, and we're certain that's coming. This week, Superwire learned that the American Academy of Pediatrics, who are plaintiffs in the e-cigarette lawsuit, filed a purpose remedial order seeking an appropriate remedy, asking Judge Grimm to order FDA to move to the FDA's pre-market tobacco application or the PMTA deadline to 120 days mere 4 months from the judge's order. This speeds up the timeline dramatically for vaping companies in the U.S. And by dramatically, we mean by 2 whole years. Yeah, keep that in mind. If somebody tells you to search something on Google, you Google it. Alrighty. So yeah, they're pushing this shit. And again, Tobacco Free Kids, these organizations, they don't fucking give a shit about children. They're not really looking out for like the future of our country and our people and this and that. They are just wanting to keep their budgets going and all that kind of shit. Who's Harry Potter? Do I look like Harry Potter? I'd give you Hagrid over Harry Potter. Like midget Hagrid. Because Hagrid is a big SOB. So yeah. Like I was saying, they do not care about public health. They do not care about anything. I mean, seriously, I love how they bring up the point that we use cartoons and we use child appealing crap, but then they have all these fucking ads with puppets and it still makes no damn sense. Like, how the hell does that work? How do you get to use puppets, but then you want to get on to us about just even using colorful graphics? It turns into this whole asinine bullshit. You know? It just makes no fucking sense. And it starts getting really irritating and pissy and just... Alrighty, so yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. And yeah, go check out clownvapes.com for coils and juice and all that kind of thing. And then Vaping with the Ohmies over at the Vaping with the Ohmies channel on Mondays at 7 p.m. CST. If you're on the East Coast, that is 8. If you're on Mountain Time, that is 6. If you're in the Pacific Coast, that is 5. And go check out Wolfbite. We are on Vape Radio at noon CST on Saturdays and 9 p.m. CST on Sundays. All right, guys. So thank you for joining me. I've had a good time, but I think we're going to call it here. And yeah, as always, thank you and mix on, vape on.